Welcome everyone to the Voice of Terminus Tavern Talk Show. I'm joined by Lex. Say hello, Lex.
Hello!
And as you saw, as a brief intro, something that we pulled together today for the show. As you guys know, we chat and talk and everything, and Lex was mentioning how much he misses Kodiak, and Kodiak was, missing Lex, and Lex was talking about how he thinks about that scene in Ghost, and yeah, that's how I basically thought, this has to go in. I'm very low. Why am I very low? I should be better. check my settings. This is really annoying. Nope, I should be fine. So anyway, as you guys know, Tuesdays is Tavern Talk, and we're going to talk about. I'll bring the mic a bit closer. Talk about all the latest news or what's been happening over the last month with VR, the community, and a bit of the VOT stuff as well. So we're going to be covering, obviously, the VR and Pantheon news. We'll be talking about the main newsletter. I'm still quiet. I cannot do anything about it. What the hell?
Speak louder.
Give me a second. Let me try and figure this one out.
Meanwhile, I have like a hypersensitive mic. I have my volumes on all across the board down to like nothing.
I do not know why my mic is very quiet. I've got an idea.
Go into your OBS.
No, I've
source.
got it.
You can just add a boost to it.
No, I got it. Alright, screw it. We'll do it like this. My snowball is not listed, so I should be better now. Sorry about that, guys. Yep, so we're going to cover...
The wonders of technology.
Yep. The VR Pantheon news, main newsletter. We're talking about the community news as well. And then we'll have the latest screenshots for you. And lastly, if I can find it, it's disappeared. Other news, which has disappeared out of this freaking setting. God damn it. Anyway, Lex, do you want to go and kick it? Do you want to go and kick it off? I'm sorry about this, guys. We haven't done this show in such a long time, and
please stand by while we take care of some technical difficulties.
Lex, go and start the VR news. So
yeah, I'll go ahead and start the VR social media news. Basically, we're going to read off some of the Twitter tweets. So the first one we got here is the top 5 reasons why MMO play is looking forward to Pantheon Rise of the Fallen. Great little article, basically giving their top 5 reasons that they're excited for the game. I don't think anybody here needs to be more excited, but it's still a good read.
And there's a link for you guys as well to go and read up on it if you haven't.
Yeah. The next one is Visionary Realms is seeking talented, experienced MMO production team members for full-time positions in San Diego. And of course, we have a reply to this tweet from some weirdo that basically posted a little meme here that says, "Look out, San Diego, here I come." Even has a GoFundMe page at gofundme.com/Yarnhilla because he's currently not in the US and looking to move so that he can join the team. Yes, that's just a joke. It's not real.
Yes, do not take that seriously. And there's a
no,
link for that as well.
It was just a little fun with VR. That's all. By the way, these tweets are not in chronological order. We're just spitting them out. So, yeah. The next one we got was just when you thought we were done. There is another stream. Be sure to check it out on May 2nd at 11. Which I'm pretty sure you all have seen, if not live, you've seen it on YouTube, showing more information about the monk, as well as the Tower of the Reckless Magician, which was great. If you haven't watched it, go watch it now. Next one we have is, do you have any strange in-game habits or superstitions? Our own Madaki VR always types ribbit ribbit on the first day of every month.
So that's actually a good one. Do you have any in-game habits, Lex, that do you have a chronological way of going about things?
Not necessarily, but I have the superstition back from Old EQ, where if you get on a missing streak, like you swing and you miss, swing and a miss, swing and a miss, I always move my character. I always move him just a little bit, thinking that it's going to make a difference. Complete superstition, but you never know. It's weird. How about you?
Well, it's not so much a superstition, but it's it's something that kind of always happened to me. Is with my warden. This only happened to my warden on EverQuest 2. The very first time I log into the game, every time for about 2 hours, I always got the feeling that my heals just went through thin air and never reached their target. So it kind of stuck with me for 15 years. It was something that would just never go away. and I could actually see it happen. I was spam healing the hell out of people, and the heals would just not reach people. So it's not so much a superstition, but it's something that kind of followed me throughout my game time.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of just little quirks that people have picked up over the years, and it's interesting when you actually kind of think about your own. Because I'm sure I've got a dozen other ones. Like I always, whenever there's multiple entrances to a zone, I always zone to the right, always, no matter what, because it's just habit from the server that I was on. You always zoned right, like Carner's Castle. For those of you that are familiar with EverQuest 1, you basically go right or left, and you can get in and out. You always go to the right on that server that I was on, so I always go to the right now. Don't even think about it.
I guess actually, one pet peeve that I do have is when I go into a zone, I always tend to go from left, clockwise, and
Mm-hmm.
go from the outside first, exploring everything on the outer region,
Mm-hmm.
and then I move slowly once I get around towards the center, and then start moving my way around again. I've always approached it that way, like, go in one direction first on the outside, cover all the bases there, and then move your way
Just
towards
kind
the
of
middle.
get a feel for your boundary. Yeah. Sadly, I've never done exploration very methodical, but I do tend to go in X patterns or figure eights, and I just move as I go. All right, so continuing on, we have some more tweets here. Visionary Realms CCO Brad McQuaid and Chairman Chris Rowan featured today in San Diego's Business Journal.
And there's a link again.
Yeah, this is one that slipped through the cracks for me. I didn't get a chance to read it, so I will do that today. Next one. How many fan fiction writers do we have in our midst? We've seen some of you on the forums. Any others lurking about? I don't know. I'm kind of a little embarrassed, not in a bad way, to say that I am one of those people. Mostly the embarrassment stems of I don't believe I have very good writing skills. So I do it for my own benefit and for fun. Sadly, I don't think I've ever really shared any. And I think we've got a couple in VOT as well.
Quite a few talented people.
Yep. Next one we have is Seoul, or Seoul. Is certainly a beautiful place high up in the sky. I wonder if they mind us visiting during the last stream. And they do have some stunning screenshots with that one. And I'm pretty sure they didn't mind because they got whooped. Except for the Gurkhas. Okay, next one. What, in your opinion, separates the great players from the rest in MMORPGs? Personally, I think all the great players have the ability to learn from others and take constructive criticism, which is how you do improve. But I am sorry to say that I am not a great player. I have a very hard time accepting constructive criticism, but I do try to learn from others. So I'm working there. What do you think?
Well, that's part of it, and basically, being there for others.
Mm-hmm.
Not thinking about yourself and being self-centered. That's what kind of those are the great players. Those are people you're always going to remember. Are those people that get involved with the community, help others out. You'll always remember those. And that's what
Yep.
Those are the great players.
Yep. And I would tend to agree. The next one, May's Pantheon newsletter is here, which was a great newsletter. If you haven't read it, go check it out.
Yep, we'll get into that as well later.
Yep. Next one, how important is it for you to have existing friends in a guild? And it's nice, but not mandatory. One with an overwhelming 64% of votes of the 369 total votes. Actually, that's what I voted for as well, because it's nice to have friends in the same guild, but I look at guilds as a glorified chat channel. So I don't need my friends to be there because I can always chat with them in direct messages. What about you?
Well, my vote said I love meeting new people, and that's exactly what I'm all about, is meeting new people. all the people from the VO2 that we got to know over time are people that I never even knew before.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the only one that was basically with me from the start was Dow, and then Kodiak. He was kind of in the background in Landmark, but I never really engaged with him. And then he got on board, and so it's only been Dow. Everybody else is somebody that I engaged in, got to talking. I'm all about meeting new people. I love it.
Yeah, and the other weirdo that jumped on.
Yeah. You've got to be wary of him.
Yeah, I know. You got to get rid of that. That's that guy. He's just crazy. All right, so a couple more. I know. Just bear with me. What is the best weapon or armor piece you have ever earned in any game to date, and why do you consider it so good? Personally, that has to be the Ixar Shadow Knight Green Mist. It was just immensely fun to get. It was a great weapon. It lasted me a long time. And every time that I play either on a progression server or emulated server or whatever, I always do Green Mist every time. I just don't get tired of it. How about you?
Well, for me, it was my epic weapon, my epic 1.0 in EverQuest 2. It looked like a Klingon sword. But for the Wardens, that was the most powerful weapon back in that day in the level 80 range, because it made it basically made you imber. If you had a high crit rate as a Warden, with the proc that was on there, basically a 50-50 chance to get mana for every successful heal that you do, that crits, which was basically every second heal was a crit. So it made the Wardens very, very powerful. It looked cool. I like the fact that it looked Klingon. Yeah, that was for me. But the very first weapon that I kind of really dig was a Screaming Mace. Very first Heritage quest for the healers. That was the level 50 healing weapon. That thing was awesome.
Yeah, sadly, like my first EverQuest character was a Necro, and I got my Necro Epic. I didn't really care for it. Okay, so the next one we got: from snow-covered ruins to beautiful lakes, indoors awaiting quest to outdoors, or guests. Sorry, let me start that one over. I screwed that one up big. From snow-covered roads to beautiful lakes, indoors awaiting guests to outdoors. Ahem. You will find that Pantheon has got you covered. With more wonderful screenshots. The next one, the team continues to grow. Please join us in welcoming, I'm not even going to butcher that name. I am so sorry. Basically, we're welcoming a brand new producer of promotional content. And I forget the person's actual name, so I am sorry.
Well, you call it Schlau.
Schlau?
Schlau. Silent D.
Okay. There you go, people. Because I would have pronounced it and it would have been terrible. All right. Last page of tweets. Bear with me, guys. Will you try every class and see what you like best, or do you think you will stick with the first one you fall in love with? For me, that was a tough one, because although I'm a Scar Dire Lord fanatic right now, because they don't have a lot of information, if they do not turn out the way I am hoping they turn out, I'm ready to jump ship to the Ogre Warrior. But I do really want to play a Necro. But I tend to be more of a main character player. My alts are usually just for hiding for my alone time. So it's a hard one for me to answer. I'm going to say that I'm basically going to fall in love with the first one. And I will never join the Paladins. Ever. Just saying. How about you?
Well, it's always been healer for me as my main. And it all depends on how they're going to do it, but I've already kind of settled on the cleric or druid, cleric being first choice at the moment. So it's fairly easy for me. If there's no healer in the game, I won't play it.
Yeah, I'm sure I will try the healers at some point, but not being very comfortable with healing. It's kind of like, I'll play it if I have good luck. I'll keep with it. If I don't, I'll delete it. The next one we got. Initial alpha testing is typically done in waves to help assess server performance and determines peak loads. Which wave do you prefer? Now, because I am a software developer, I deal with bugs and issues every single day. I kind of don't want to deal with that with Pantheon because I will take it seriously and I will take it as a job. I will seek out bugs. I won't actually play the game. I will look for bugs, misspells, everything. So I don't really want to join the first wave or the middle wave. So I voted for the final wave, which is stability equals win. So that way I can actually really assess the game and not look for issues. And I just realized that actually shows your votes on this.
Yep, it does.
Yep. So obviously, Ernhilla has voted for the majority win of a 68% out of the 372 votes, which is for any. Just happy to test. Okay, next one we got is time to show off. Or sorry, no, that's not the right one. Ding, we got another level. Kim, Zoe, Morrison joins the team as a senior tester. Welcome, and congratulations on joining the team. We're a little envious, obviously. Next one, time to show off some more of the Tower of the Reckless Magician, minus all of the corpses at the bottom, which is also accompanied by even more wonderful screenshots. Next one is, if you could create any weapon for your character in Pantheon, what would it be, and what would you call it? Mine's obvious. I'd recreate something close to Green Mist, but I would call it Scourge. How about you?
Well, I actually tweeted on that, and I had a bit of fun with this one. And Smarty, if you're listening, this is for you, mate. I would create dual shields, and I would call them Smarty's Might.
And I would call them Dumb and Dumber. But that's me. That's a whole inside joke of us kind of going back and forth with the dual shields. The next one, better idea for a long weekend. Fight traffic to get to a crowded spot or enjoy an extended gaming session with friends. And this one was a complete landslide. The winner with a 95% vote of 239 total votes is games.
Well, in all fairness, I did tweet on this as well, and I'm actually pretty disappointed with the community. That was a trick question, and we failed. We are not 100% committed to Pantheon, guys. We should seek out those crowders and beat them with a stick. We should have had 100% on that. That was a trick question. We did not fulfill the right answer. We failed badly on that.
Well, the thing is, there's not a whole lot of context to this tweet. I mean, why are you fighting traffic? Where are you going? You know, if you're going to do a live stream, then I want you to, fight traffic to get a crowded spot. If you're just going for a game convention, well, I haven't ever gone to one, so I'm probably missing out on a lot, but I would have gone for games with friends anyway. So it's need just a little more context. Without the context that we have, it's going to be games.
It was a trick question, though.
I'm sure it was. But that's the end of the tweet. You guys can stop listening to me for a few minutes.
Yep, so now we're going to go into the newsletter. I'll bring it up on screen for you as well. So this is basically the oversight of the newsletter, the intro page, where they basically mention that they're hiring, looking for art animation, 2D UI artist, 3D environmental artist, art director, character animator, concept artist, visual effects, technical assistant, and customer service manager. So if anybody out there has any of those skills, get your CV to VR. Then they talked about what we mentioned in the tweets about Visionary Realms featuring San Diego Business Journal. But we're here to basically cover the acclamation portion. And what is the acclamation system? It's one of the most interesting components of Pantheon that separates it from the current crop of MMORPGs. Acclamation is a method of dealing with the harsh environments you will find in the world of Terminus. By using various infusions on different parts of the body, characters can help migrate the external forces that may impact them. These infusions are on a tier-based system, with lower tiers being more common and the highest requiring more advanced gameplay to attain. As with most of the systems planned for Pantheon, a measure of player interaction will be present in the form of craftable infusions. Another level of complexity is achieved by allowing more than one environmental system to be active simultaneously. So that basically means you can have Scorched and Frigid, for instance, going. Players will be able to use multiple infusions at once to help counteract their effects. Now, in regards to this, the system's fairly new. That's basically the overview of where they're kind of heading, what they're planning. Nothing's set in stone, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. And then they basically introduced the monk as class reveal, and I do have to ask because I haven't seen it listed on the classes page yet. They haven't opened that yet, so I wonder what's going on there. But something that's very interesting is the iconic ability. Faint death. Through mastery of their own body and soul, monks are able to sustain their life while slowing their heartbeat to a complete stop. While in this state, the monk will appear dead and be ignored by most creatures. Now, we had a discussion on the iconic abilities because of exactly this. And, got to wondering, what is an iconic ability? Because it hasn't been really clarified anywhere, what it exactly is. So, with Feign Death being attached to the monk as an iconic ability, I kind of see the iconic abilities being a very personal spell based related to the class itself. It's something that you will grow up with from the get-go. So, that was definitely interesting to see, because for me at first I thought iconic abilities would be your ultra high gained abilities that you get towards end game or something that's really special, stuff like that. But obviously in regard to iconic abilities, it seems to be related to your class itself, that defines him from the very utmost of his profession. But something that's interesting is we spoke to the creative director Chris Perkins, that's obviously the VR team, about the monk. And while this class is still very much a work in progress, he had a few interesting design ideas about the class he shared with us. The monk is envisioned not as just a fantastic pulling class, but also as a capable melee DPS, short-term crowd control, and as a suitable off-tank. The class will feature two specializations, Body and Soul. Body will be the prototypical hand-to-hand DPS class, while Soul is envisioned to be the stalwart of tank with self-healing mechanics and high avoidance. Fans of the traditional monk and of Vanguard's disciple will feel right at home with his highly utilitarian class. So, that's definitely interesting approach. So we now have it that he's going to have some kind of self-healing mechanics. There's going to be two specializations. I'm guessing that those will be similar to what the tanks will have as stances, Body and Soul. Depending on which one you go, you're either going to be doing hand-to-hand DPS, or you'll be doing some of the high avoidance.
More like self-reliance. Although it will be interesting to see just how much that soul specialization will allow them to tank. I mean, will it actually make them a tank? At which point I would have issue, or will it be a case of, will it just be enough to be an acceptable off tank? Well, we just gotta wait and see.
Yeah, it was kind of mentioned that it'll have the off tanking abilities. And
Yep.
I'm just happy that he's gonna be a capable melee DPS. That's definitely where I would definitely like to see that class go. So another thing we wanted to bring up as well is the community spotlight, which was Cromulent. If you don't know Cromulent, he does the Pantheon Crafters.com website, the unofficial Pantheon Crafters website, everything related to crafting. Definitely check out his site. I'll link you it in a minute, or if Lex can go and pull that up and grab the link and put it in chat, that would be great. So he basically got interviewed, as of so many other people, We've interviewed him as well. I think he was our first guy that we interviewed as a player Q&A, and definitely an interesting fella. Definitely give it a good read and check it out.
Yep, I always love talking to him in the Discord. He's always got really good ideas.
Yep.
Very level-headed.
And then next is the community news.
Yeah, we do have a duplicate in there though, so I'll just skip that one. But anyway, we have a retweet from Kilson from Nick Hantz. Basically updated my Pantheon stream number 4 mega summary, which is 50 plus pages to include info from stream part 2. If you are unfamiliar with Nick Hantz's mega summaries, or basically his giant dissection Google Doc, you seriously got to check this out. This guy puts a ton of work into this, and it is great. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful little document.
Yep, little chat for you guys as well.
Yep. And we have another exact same thing retweet from Kilson for Nick Hantz, which is basically Pantheon stream number 4 summary, timestamps to all Q&A and dev explanations, 30 plus screenshots, and more. So, yeah, I bet that thing is huge.
He basically covered the first stream, did the document, covered the second stream, grabbed everything that's, of value there, and then threw that, back up again and added. It's definitely a really good read and very informational.
It's very well formatted, very easy to find the information you're looking for. Hats off to Nick, because it is a lot of work to do that, and he is fast. I think he had the latest one done within like an hour or two of the stream being finished. So, yeah, I mean, that's crazy good work. All right, so then we got a quote from Mr. Eridoon himself. Great 11-minute summary of the stream, where he basically tweeted out someone's the summary of the Twitch streams.
Yeah, from Buzzweaver. I'll give you guys a link to that.
Buzzweaver?
Well. Yep, that was Buzzweaver.
Yeah, Buzzweaver does some really great stuff too. Another person that if you're really hyped about Pantheon, drop him a subscribe on YouTube. You will not be disappointed. Then we have a tweet from Pantheon MMO, basically saying congrats and nice job for the martini. Hopefully I didn't screw that up too bad, because that was the winner of the $100 pledge package. Well, that was going on for quite a while.
Actually, she did the competition.
Yep, the $100 pledge pack.
Yep.
And then we have basically the tweet of that giveaway.
No, it's actually a new one. It's actually a new one.
Oh, it's a new one?
Yep.
I did not realize there was a second one going on. So if you haven't pledged, basically go to @TEHMARTINI on Twitter. Enter. You have nothing to lose, everything to gain. Drop her a follow. She's a fantastic streamer as well. Do it up. Gotta spread that love around. And then finally we have from DVS Gaming, a new class is coming to Pantheon MMO with some new mechanics, which is basically the Pantheon brings acclamation, a new monk class.
Actually, you're missing the top one.
Well, that's the duplicate though.
Is it? That's a different one, isn't it?
I retweeted from them.
That's DVS Gaming, and the other one's MMO Play.
MMO Play we already did in the top one.
Oh, we did in the top one, did we? Oh, okay.
Yep.
I'll link that anyway.
Yep. That's okay.
Right, so that's all the that we could gather that was, basically caught from us from in the social media on the community. And now we're going to go and pleasure you with some screenshots. So you get to see all the... What are you laughing about, Lex?
You basically said you're going to pleasure them with screenshots.
Yes.
The 12-year-old me is giggling like just a schoolgirl. I know. Grow up, Lex. Grow up. They are just amazing, though.
Yeah, the detail. I mean, the outhouse. We had a lot of fun on YouTube. On Twitter, sorry, with the outhouse. There was a lot of discussion going back and forth between VR and multiple people talking about the outhouse, what it's used for, transportation,
Transportation.
A new way to you know, it's the new group builder. 6 flushes basically of randomness, and you get the group put together. 1 flush for thrown fast, 2 flushes for traveling across the ocean, and it went on for quite some time. Actually, it was pretty funny. But you know, with that third screenshot with the house or whatever it was, that inn, the decorations on the table look pretty good. And then I love this map on the screenshot that comes up in a minute from Tower of the Reckless Magician. That map, I definitely want to see that as a craftable item. That's something you can put into your house, your guild house, as a wall-mounted image or something.
I can't wait to, like, with the map. You know someone's going to take the actual, like, texture file out of the game files and post it somewhere. If they do, which I'm really hoping they do, I'm putting that as a wallpaper. I mean, that would be cool.
Get your whole wall mounted in that.
I would just paint the whole mural along my office wall.
Yeah, and apparently
it looks like garbage, but
apparently for VR, somehow the toilet paper disappeared. If anybody has any information on where it went, please let Brad know.
Oh God.
Hey, you gotta have a bit of fun, don't you?
That's right.
So those are all the screenshots that were released this month, and we'll now go into the VOT news, other news basically.
Yeah, which is more reading of tweets.
Yay!
That's okay. We'll mix it up. We'll go 1 and 1. That way they don't have to listen to me slaughter things. The first one we got is from Pantheon VOT themselves, which is good news, everybody. Special stream coming on the hour, which was our player Q&A with Pantheon Times.
Yep.
Right? Yeah.
Great guys. They do podcasts basically in audio format. Here's a link to the interview. I'll link you guys their site. If you haven't heard them, give them a listen. They currently have 6 podcasts going. I think they said every other fortnight they do a podcast, every 2 weeks or something like that is what they're kind of aiming for. Check them out. Really cool.
It's very entertaining.
Good to listen on the road.
I actually listen to their podcast while I'm mowing my grass, so keeps me from wanting to bash my head against rocks. We got a big yard now.
Yep. So the next tweet, again, this is basically all tweets from us. And the next tweet is, I've got Aradoon on me. This is gonna rock. Now this kind of caused some issues. A lot of people wanting that shirt. It is strictly fan art. We can use it for personal purposes only. Yes, Brad did say he wanted one, and he definitely got one. But we are not allowed to sell any kind of merchandise like that. We have to apply by the rules and regulations put forth by VR.
Yep.
Maybe at some point, you know, VR might have a similar shirt or something like that, and they will definitely have at some point a merchandise, an e-comment shop. No ETA on that. That's why I added the second tweet on there. But they are definitely looking into it. So basically, have a look and just wait and be patient.
Yeah, we're not allowed to make profit because it is their game. I mean, we're using Brad's silhouette. And let's face it, it's not right to make money off of other people.
Yep.
But like I said, we're planning on doing our own store that basically have our own little, like, MMO centric kind of themes to the items in there. Not necessarily Pantheon, but just MMO stuff like I'm the tank and all that stuff. But I do believe they did say that we could give them away in contests, correct? Or I don't remember.
Something similar to that, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, we have to basically.
That's still on the fence.
It's on the fence, basically.
If it turns out that we can, then be prepared for more contests from us, and that's the kind of stuff that you might get. So yeah, good stuff. Next we have is another tweet from us. Basically, we made changes to our guild application for easier access. Still in alpha, but works great. See these two pictures after 2 pictures seconds after the app hit alpha, which is basically 3 check boxes. Everything's kind of written in crayon. More of a joke than anything, because the sad thing is that we got tons of those actually filled in on our Discord. Tons of people were just sending me like, I want to join. It was kind of funny. That was during our our madness.
Yeah, basically, I think Pirate came up with the idea. He asked if we accept Crayola applications as well, and that's where we came up with this whole idea. And it went a complete different level. It was hilarious.
It went beyond anything we expected.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're not a member of our personal Discord, there is no real requirements besides just being a decent human being, really. We do have a lot of fun. We do mess about quite often. We do have some serious discussions and all that good stuff. So it might be worth your time to jump in there on our Discord and just have a little chat, say hi. Absolutely risk and stress free.
Yep. And the other one, the final tweet is based on our calendar for June and July 2017. You can't really see much on there, but next week's show, or actually this Thursday's show, will be about the UI. We'll be talking about the complete UI discussion on features that we definitely want to see already implemented into the UI. After that, we'll have the discussion on guild alliances. We're going to go a bit more into depth on that. Then we have a open AMA AUA where you can ask us anything related to Pantheon, related to VR, related to VOT, name it, us personally as individuals. And then we have a crafting discussion. Then we have Tavern Talk, obviously. That will cover the month of June. Then we kick it off with mini games, which was actually a very interesting discussion that we had. We got some great ideas for that. Then we have a player Q&A, not going to reveal with who. And then we have another player Q&A after that, not going to reveal it as well. Then we have mechanics, PvP, which is missing on that one. Tavern Talk again. And then to finish off, basically, July will be a second crafting discussion. And if you guys want to get involved in, participating, giving us information, ideas, thoughts, questions to talk about on any of these topics, on Discord, on our Twitter account, on the forums, on our website, are all the information that you need. We created a document that is kind of like a guideline on how we would like you to approach the build up of your format to help us out. So you
and
can
the only reason we went with that document is simply because a lot can be missed in translation. Sometimes you leave information, because when I'm typing, I tend to leave some information out from time to time. This way just gives us a formal, easy to look at way to see what it's about, what show it pertains to, help us kind of stay a little more organized than we normally are.
Yeah, because we do this all raw. There's no scripting. As you see us present the shows, that is actually us in our flesh, how we are off air as well as on air. And it's getting harder and harder for us now to come up with content, especially because I think we've covered almost everything, and now we're just trying to find ways to easy up our lives a bit, because a lot of work does go into it. Even though it's done raw, there's still a lot of work that we do, and we want to get you guys involved as much as we can. And that's why we keep on mentioning it. If you want to come onto the show, send us a message. That's why we came up with the document to get you guys more involved, because we're doing this for you. You are as much a part of the VOT show as we are, representing it. So if you want to get involved, just hit us up.
We're just the ones that are standing in the way of the flying tomatoes. When people have an issue, instead of attacking other people's ideas, they can attack us because they think it's our idea. I can take it. I'll just cry after the show.
Yep. But I think everybody wants to see this again, though.
Oh God. This is a prime example of the crazy things that happen in our Discord.
Yep. When I get my 5 minutes, all bets are off. So with that, guys, we have pretty much covered everything that we had at our disposal relating to what's going on with Pantheon. On a side note, they are very busy at the moment. As you can see, the last couple of weeks there's been not that much interaction on the social media. They're very busy working hard on the game, getting ready, trying to push towards all the stages that they need to get to. So there's a lot of work going on behind the scenes, and they're definitely hands in, sleeves up, getting gritty with the code and with the game itself. And yeah, we will see you all on Thursday for the UI discussion. Josh will be with us on Thursday as well, talk about the UI.
And we're taking bets on whether or not I drop the ball on the visuals.
Yep. So, with that, guys, thanks for joining us. We hope you got some information that you might not have heard, seen, missed, and whatnot. And we'll see you all on Thursday. Thanks for joining us.
Be safe, peoples.